Welcome to another mega exciting 5-minute auto pairing. So, point du jour. Oh, not knight f6. I'm getting bored of knight f6s. Okay, we've got a kind of interesting position instead. Have I got something here? Because I think knight b5, I think it's an aggressive knight actually. If he does take, it's an aggressive knight if nothing else. For a moment. Any targets? I'll just keep developing maybe for knight d5 now. He's weakened his dark squares a little bit. I could point at them with bishop e3. Just point at the dark squares. If he's going to give up the dark square bishop, that would be a concession surely here. Oh, it's knight a4 actually. Maybe he will. Maybe overall it keeps things solid, not to allow knight a4. Oh. Well, I thought he's been compromised a bit on the dark squares. I could be over optimistic here. I don't want a damaged pawn structure particularly. I'll just bishop back for a moment. It takes b5, knight c5.
Check.
Is that possible? Or can I just, I don't know, attack this guy? Knight f3. If I played knight f3, is that terrible? Or is knight c5 really that bad? I get a chance for knight c5 here. If I play king b1, leave the knight here, it's controlling f5. Okay. So knight e4. I got a king safety issue. I've got loose pieces around. Knight f5 would be nice, potentially. Actually, then there's rook d5, knight e7.
Check.
Okay, knight f5 again. I mean, it still looks as though that's something. Knight f5. Knight f5. Actually, what about knight d6? Isn't knight d6 on? Takes the knight f5. Well, knight d6 here looks. There's rook e1. Right, better develop then. Bishop here, there's knight b4. Bishop here, there's f5. So maybe bishop d3 is the lesser evil. Well, knight f5 as mentioned before. For a different reason, knight d6. No, there isn't f5 there. Bishop e2 is possible with the idea of knight d6, surely. That gives me rook c1, so it's without knight b4. Well, he's got knight b4 here. Do I play a3? It's a pesky knight potentially. Slightly strange situation. These two knights causing a lot of issues for both sides. But knight d6 here, if I want that light square bishop. Or just knight f5. Let's go with knight here. This knight to d6 looks like nice, potentially. Is it? I mean, visually, I mean, a knight on d6. Well, if I have that c file, Okay, knight c3 threatened, or nearly. I might just double here for a moment. Keep the pieces protecting each other. And also rook d5 if the knight moves. Rook d5 for knight e7. If the knight moved. There's knight d6. This one? Maybe? I'll probe that. So try and take on b7. What would he do? Let's move like a4 out of the question. He takes... Wow. Is that really the case? Hang on a sec. I can take here, can't I? Knight c5 does not do anything. Or is it winning a6? Hold on, it might be winning a6. He hasn't got rook d7. I'll take on a6, then b5 is weaker. Right, I can take here bishop b5. That move a4 comes to mind. Takes bishop takes a6. a4, interesting. Just trying to undermine d5 indirectly if I can take this guy out. Am I getting loose pieces? It's a bit scary actually. Bishop b7, hold on a sec, there's directly bishop b7 there, isn't there? I think d5 has been undermined from a4. That crazy a4 move. No, it's being resourceful all the time. Knight e4 here, hold on, knight e4. Isn't that awkward for him? Got to think about the clock as well. Right, let's secure that e4 knight for a moment. Get some space, maybe h5. I don't know how to make progress for a moment. Let's think how to make progress. Is he going to play a3 as well? Or maybe I'll just take on d5. Okay. g5, just to stop this f5 business. Is there nothing? Knight f6? What about knight f6? That's pressure on d5 again. Just trying to win the exchange. 1, 2, 3, 4. This check could be useful. f4 could be useful. Trying to keep the torture. Okay. Has he got knight c4 on the cards, or knight c3 check? And now surely bishop d5.
Check.
Isn't that winning material? No, it's not. Hang on. Yes, it is. Knight c7 check. Knight takes d2. There's knight c7 check. I think I'm okay here. Yeah. Wow. That was interesting. I think a4 was an interesting resource. Runs bishop c4 here. I'm not really sure. Alright, it's knight d5, better for black.
Check.
Apparently this is better for black. Oh, that's okay then. Knight d6 would have been interesting there, apparently. Okay, a little bit maybe.
Check.
Yeah, this nice looking pin. Oh, hang on. Oh, there's that classic for winning material here, isn't there? Take on B7, I'll take on, well, just take on D5 there. Not that much of a classic. I could have won material there, straight off the bat. A4. Blimey, the engine mentioned my move A4. Oh dear. F4, easier, probably. Is that the idea? Yeah? Easier. Okay, but A4, interesting. Bishop B7. Oh, those knight takes A4. So he's got this annoying pin to deal with. F4, good move. F4. Oh yeah, he's asking really what he's doing. Oh, check. Equal.
Check.
Why? Exchanges rooks. Oh, I blundered there. Then he blundered. So bishop
Check.
takes D5, winning material. Time pressure. Okay. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.